So everybody knows about the LQ460. These things are iron block and absolutely amazing to build on. So without further ado, here's a random setup that could be possibly nastier than your wife was in the mid-90s during Freaknik. Bore and stroke that LQ4 to a 408 stroker. A Tick Performance Elite Cam Kit. Now these are for them 400 plus cubic inch LS engines. But you do have other cams like the TSP Stage 3 cam, you know, Texas Speed and Performance Stage 3 cams. You got the BTR truck cams, but it all depends on what you want to run because, you know, you will be sacrificing your drivability the bigger the cam. And as far as the heads, you can run 243 heads, 799 heads, or you can just say fuck it and just throw some LS3 heads. Hell, throw a whole LS3 top end on this motherfucker. Chunk of MLS head gasket on there, some ARP heads and main studs. Man, you could go the distance with this thing. Oh, milling high volume oil pump. Now, as far as intake manifolds, you have quite a few options. You can start with the LS6 manifold. Or you can keep the truck intake since they have been proven to flow just as good as the LS6 manifold, if not better. But if you don't want either one of those and you want to go with an aftermarket intake manifold, something that looks pretty good, pretty snazzy, you can do a Holley mid ram, a Holley ultra low ram, a Holley low ram, or you can do a Holley high ram like this one. But you got to make sure that your ports match up. Like if you have a cathedral port, make sure you get a cathedral port intake manifold. If you have a rec port, yeah, make sure you get that. So it all depends on your taste. ARP head studs are a must. As far as boosts, I definitely suggest you take advantage of these 76mm Hoochie Mama hair dryers. And besides, a turbo kit will be a whole lot cheaper than buying a Whipple or a Pro Charger nowadays. These things range from $7,500 to $9,000. But yeah, this is just my take on the LQ4. But you could also apply this to the LY6, the LQ9, the L77s and the PPVs. Man, it's so many routes you can go. Oh, the LS2s. Man, you know, it just never stops at one LS, you know. You could apply this to all of them. So how's it going, everybody? It's the Guru. Now, if you're trying to LS swap these bubble Chevys, these things are probably the easiest LS swap candidates in the world. Now, the first thing you're going to need is small block Chevy to LS swap mounts. Do not use these brackets. They don't have the same adjustability as the next ones I'm about to show you. Now, these Dirty Dingo mounts can be found on eBay, Amazon, or the Dirty Dingo website themselves. Now, these things give you the ability to slide your LS either back or forth, and you're going to need that because, well, you already have the 4L60E in your bubble Chevy. It's pretty straightforward. You get the mounts, you get the LS, you slide it back and mate it up to your transmission. You won't even need to get a cross member for your trans. You already have it. You're just going to get the mounts in the engine and slide it in place. Pretty straightforward. Terminator X Max for your transmission and engine control. A 240 to 340 LPH fuel pump. A 3-core radiator with the fans. And last but not least, you got to have long tube headers. And the best part about it, you can find these headers on 3 pedals. They also specialize in the B-body platform.